You may have heard of the male loneliness epidemic, but it seems like women are the new victims of the loneliness epidemic. Oh no, I don't have any friends. It's just me. Well, it bees like that. I got a banger from Men Only. Let's get straight into it.
This is gonna sound so mean, but hot women dating ugly men pisses me off so much. And I was thinking today, why does it piss me off so much? And I think the reason...
Is it because you're not cute?
Shots fired!
The reason it pisses me off, right, is a woman will think that a man is out of her league because he's vaguely approaching her league, or like maybe he's here, right? Whereas a man will think a woman is out of her league when she's like here. If a woman is here and like anyone with eyes is like, oh my god, like she's so much hotter than him, a man doesn't go, oh, she's out of my league. He goes like, oh, like that's well within my region. And a man's region is usually as hot as him or hotter, and it's only when a woman is like supremely way hotter than him that he's like, oh, that's out of my region. Whereas a woman's region tends to be like as hot as her or less hot, right? So when a man's even here, she's like, oh my god, like he's exceeded my region. And it's so normal for women to like look down while men look up. And if a woman sees a man here, even though if it was reversed, the man would not be like, she's out of my league. The woman will be like, oh my god, he's out of my league. And it pisses me off when I have like a really beautiful friend and there's a man that's like maybe here or here, and she's like, oh my god, he's so much hotter than me. And I'm just kind of like, this is misogyny. Like, I'm sorry, it is. I truly do believe that beauty
That's woman hating.
How about new?
is in the eye of the beholder, and I am someone who's very much intellectually attracted to people. I would never
Intellectually attracted? I'm not seeing the intellect.
discount someone because I thought that, you know, they should be here, but really they're here. Like, I don't actually operate like that. But in my job, I work in customer service. I see couples all day, every day. And I'm sorry, but 95% of the time, it's like the woman is up here and the man is down here. And I'm not even necessarily talking about like physical attraction.
95% of the time. What an anecdotal stat. Here's the reason why, dude. It's because in a relationship, there always has to be a cute one. Do you want to be the cute one? Or do you want the other person in the relationship to be the cute one? A lot of times, women want to be the cute one. Chat, put a one in the chat if you agree. A lot of the times, women want to be the better looking one in the relationship. So they're going to date a guy down because you know what women care more about? Personality and character. You know what men care more about? Attractiveness, beauty, what's in the scale, what you see in the mirror. That's what men care more about. But you ladies care more about a guy's personality than his looks. It's as simple as that. So it's not that women are shooting down, it's just women look for different things, and a lot of the times the guys that aren't as good looking have had to work on their personality and work on their character and work on being funny, whereas a pretty woman hasn't had to work on that. She gets a ton of attention, so she hasn't had to work on her personality. She hasn't had to work on being funny. So they're kind of even in that regard, right? He's providing the good personality, she's providing the good looks, therefore from an attractive standpoint she's above him, but in reality they're actually, even. They're level with each other.
Action. I'm even talking about aura, vibes, style. She's tatted up. She's like got, her hair looks amazing.
I'm sorry, but if she's tatted up, that just tells me.
She's a runner, she's a track star.
And he's just wearing like a dirty t-shirt. His hair is a mess. And I do see a couple that's really on the same vibration. Like maybe she's got really cool tats. He's got really cool style. I'm like, thank fuck. It actually warms my heart. It makes me so happy. And maybe I sound like an asshole, but there is so much to unpack here. For example, the whole, you don't know you're beautiful, that's what makes you beautiful. That is literally what extends a man's range, right? If a woman is here and a man is here, she thinks she's here, she's safely within that man's range and well out of his fucking league. You don't know you're beautiful, that's what makes you beautiful. If women all knew how beautiful they were, y'all be fucked. Men
I'm sorry, but not all women are beautiful.
Shots fired!
A lot of y'all are ugly and you need to know it. Just like a lot of men are ugly and they need to know it too. You need to know what your rank is. You need to know what league you're playing in, honey. You really do. Because if you're not her, stop trying to play in her's league. You know what I mean? I saw a meme the other day. Here, I'll even show you. It was on my Twitter. It's like once you start realizing the dating pool and how convoluted it is, like here, I'll pull this up. Once you understand that these two women are chasing the same men, you'll begin to understand the problem. Like, look at the difference in the aesthetic here. That's the problem, is that every woman thinks they qualify for the best of men. But like I've always said, ladies, if he's good enough for you, he's good enough for a few. Shibba and I should have bought a Honda, put it on a t-shirt.
So offended when they get asked out on a coffee date. My friend just got asked out on a date. The guy was like, oh, let's get coffee together. She was like, oh, I'm not gonna do that. But she said she would go if it was a drinks date, which I fully don't understand. So they're literally the same thing. Like, you're going to meet up at a like cute spot and get a beverage. Like, yes, obviously coffee is cheaper than a drink, but you think this guy is putting in any more effort to find a coffee shop versus a bar? Like, I seriously doubt it.
And that double standard is wild.
Bro, what is she even complaining about? Women say you text me too much, and they say you don't text enough. Women don't even know what they want. This is why women have a hard time becoming friends with other women, is because a lot of the times these women don't even like each other, but they want us to like them. It's like, but you ladies don't even like each other. What are you talking about? You want us to like you? Come on.
A really great question when I was talking about being willing to be single until you meet the right person rather than settling for any relationship, and then navigating the loneliness and discomfort that can often come with that. She was like, okay, well, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who hear that and they're like, but why would I do that? Like, why would I sit with all of that pain and get to know like all of those deep, dark parts of myself and have that experience of deep loneliness if I don't have to? And my response to that was long-winded, but the short version of it is that I've experienced, as I'm sure many other people have, being lonely in the wrong relationship. Like being in a relationship with a person and still feeling not seen, not known, not loved. And for me, I got to the point where that kind of loneliness was worse, was painful, more painful and scarier than the loneliness that came from being in solitude and exploring my relationship with myself. Like, that pain outweighed this other pain. And thank God it did, because in building a relationship with myself, even the parts of me that feel like really uncomfortable, even the shame, even the fear and the sadness and the anger, in doing that, I got to a place where I was finally able to say out loud and have it be true that I would much rather be alone than be in the wrong relationship. And I love my relationship with myself, and I love the life that I've built. So why?
Cool, then just buy a dog and die alone. If you love it so much, why do you get online and talk about it? This is what I never get. Like, men don't get online and talk about how happy they are to just be alone. You ladies are the only ones that really do this, unless there's somebody's TikTok account that I haven't started following yet. But I don't see a lot of men getting on and be like, I'm just so happy to be alone, and I'm just so happy. I find peace in being able to love myself. It's like, what? It's not something us men talk about.
Dating is when you go on a first date and it goes really well. So you go on a second date and that goes really well. And then you go on a third date, which goes really well. And then you find out that they're looking for something long term, which makes you like them more. So then you go on a fourth date and it goes really well. But then you find out that they want to be single for longer, and then you just never talk again.
This is the result of telling every woman not to settle. It's an idea that sounds empowering, but is actually a trap. Women are so obsessed with not settling that they're not choosing anything. The whole don't settle mantra has turned into a permanent state of hesitation. And this is why women in their 30s are now having children more than women in their 20s, which is causing birth rates to plummet. Women have been sold a lie, and they're never going to find love if they're constantly waiting for the next best option.
Is that an espresso martini? Oh my God, I want one.
The longer you chase perfect, the longer you end up alone. Cognac, espresso martini.
Cognac espresso martini. Lord, just gives me the shakes. I want one. God, those are good. Bro, I drank alcohol this weekend and had a zit on Monday, bro. I was like, bro, like, what happened? I used to be able to drink alcohol back in my 20s and nothing would happen to me, but now I get acne. It's like, bro, I can't even have one drink. I can't even have an old fashioned and I get acne. It's like, this is crazy.
People, I will never settle for a man who stopped looking at women, who stopped following women, who stopped watching porn solely for the sake of me, or solely because he got in a relationship with me. And usually when I explain this to people, they are very shocked. They're like, oh my God, what's wrong with those things? Let me explain to you what's wrong with it.
Well, lady, here's my whole thing with men that don't look at other women. Ladies, you better hope that your man's looking at other women. That means he's a man. That's what it is. When a man is shut down completely, he ain't looking at nothing. He's not talking. He's not outward at all. Men are going to look. As long as he doesn't act on it, there's nothing wrong with that.
When it comes to men, I think there are fundamentally two types of men. There's type A, who generally just don't care for other women. It's either because that's just how they are, or they were raised very, very well. They were raised incredibly well by their mother, who helped them humanize women. They're not fiends, i.e. they're not the type to sit there and look at other women and constantly think, oh my God, she's so bad, or she's not attractive. Constantly trying to categorize women based off of how they perceive them and how attractive they think they are. And I would say type A makes up like 1/4 of men. They're not non-existent, but they're hard to find. And then there's type B, the complete opposite. and I would say they make up like 3/4 of most men, they fundamentally do not understand the concept of discipline. And they don't understand the importance of not fiending over every woman that they see or every woman that they find attractive. The reason why I say even if he stops for me, I still won't be with him, because
I think it's more than 3/4. I think this is probably 90% of men. There's a lot, actually, I don't know, maybe not 90%, but it goes back to the stat of, 10% of men get 90% of the women. So that means 90% of the women want 10% of the men. That means there's 90% of the men being ignored. So, I don't know. I feel like there's a big simp culture right now. That's why half the reason I started the channels to end this epidemic. There's a lot of men. There's like what? There's only a few million OF creators, but then there's like, 14 million men that are subscribing and paying. That's the real problem. Ain't that right, Loki? I've fallen at work and been injured. Oh, wait. I should call my lawyer.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan.
Hey, John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. It's Levi Nichs of YouTube. Can I get some cash, please?
Morgan & 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 Morgan.
Did you know that your injury could be worth millions of dollars? Morgan & Morgan is the largest injury law firm in America, and they've recovered over $20 billion for their clients. $20 billion? That's a lot of cash. The insurance companies tried to lowball me, but Morgan & Morgan was able to take my pain and suffering and turn it into cold, hard cash. It's almost a good thing I was injured. But wait. How much is Morgan & Morgan gonna cost me? You never owe them legal fees unless they're successful. So it's completely free unless you win? Yeah. Hiring a lawyer? That sounds like really difficult. It's actually super easy. You can just go to their website, and in a couple clicks, you can find out if you have a case. And you can literally do it from your smartphone. And remember, there is only one Morgan & Morgan. Wait, but it's two names though. How is it? Give me the script. Oh, both their last names. Okay, I get it. Okay, roll it. You can start your claim today by going to forthepeople.com/Levi, found in the description below. So if you're injured, you can trust Morgan & Morgan. Y'all know what time it is. Can we get some freeze in the chat? Pour flavor. Loki. Free. Don't bite the camera, dude. Lord have mercy, bruh. Goodness gracious. Man, oh man. He likes these little begging sticks, though. The female loneliness epidemic. It's crazy. It's absolutely wild. Such a good boy. Can we get some chomps in the chat? Samantha here? But he's just loving it. I love it.
I think we're heading towards a female friendship loneliness epidemic, and we need to work on fixing that ASAP. I have heard and I've seen a lot of girls choosing not to have friends anymore, just being by themselves. Not because they necessarily want to do that, but because they've put in so much work and so much effort to try to make friends, build connection, find good friends, and then just seem to be disappointed every single time.
Bro, here's my philosophy on this, and I think this goes for men and women. Chat, let me know what you think. I feel like about after the age of like 22, 23, you really don't make any new best friends. All your best friends are from the ages of 22 and down. You know what I mean? Like my best friends are from high school and middle school. Those are my best friends. I don't have any new best friends after the age of about, I'll be even honest, 17. I don't have any other best friends. I have friends, I have acquaintances, I have business associates and people I work with. I don't have any like new best friends or any even really new good friends. But chat, put a one in the chat if you agree. I think all the good friends you've ever made, you make up until about you're like 17 or 18. I'd take that 22 away. Actually, no, I'll leave the 22 because I got another buddy I'm really close to in college. But like that's pretty much it. After that, it's like a wrap. You don't really make good friends in your 20s once you get into the working world. But I don't know, chat, do you agree? But it's the same thing for the women. Like, you either have known them in high school and college, but it's really hard for women once they get into their 20s and especially in their 30s to make good friends. It's really tough.
Because there are no good friends out there. Or
now, see, I hate the victim mentality. I hate it. There's no good friends out there. Me. No, there are good friends out there, but it's harder to make good friends when you're older. That's what she should have said. It's harder to make good friends. It's not that there's not good friends out there. You have to put in more effort, and they have to be willing to put in the effort too. But the thing is once they get a little bit older, they're not going to want to put in the effort. You're not going to want to put in the effort. So yeah, it's going to be more difficult.
End up getting just betrayed, hurt, or ghosted. A lot of women are just like, I'd rather be alone than have a terrible experience with a friend, which I completely understand. And this is on the same wavelength as the male loneliness epidemic. There's a lot of guys out there that are complaining that they're lonely, that they're by themselves, and women...
I think it's a lot different because men involuntarily are typically lonely, where women are voluntarily lonely.
Women are tired because men are not putting in the effort to build a relationship. They kind of want to show up, do the bare minimum that's necessary, and just, show up once and expect women to just do.
Well, that's what men have done for hundreds of years. That's what your grandfather did, and he got your grandma's loyalty for 70 years.
Shots fired!
What are you talking about?
Every single thing. And that's why women are just like, if I can do it for myself, why do I need anyone, right? And I think it's on the same level when it comes to friendships. Just like there are men out there that want the perks of being in a relationship with a woman, have everything taken care of, but are not willing to commit, not willing to build that connection, not willing to put in the effort and show up more than bare minimum. The exact same thing is happening with female friendships. And society has ran with it and quoted it underneath the sugar-coated guise of low-maintenance friendships. It is honestly so sad. It's friends that want to put in the bare minimum effort.
What's wrong with that? As guys, this is one thing as men we never think about, and we have a lot of men that watch, so chat. I want to know what you guys think. As men, you know what never has come across my mind? Well, my buddy, he's not putting in enough effort to be my friend. That's not something we talk about, dude. It's not something. Some people are just a certain way. I got some buddies that'll text me back super quick. I got one buddy, I text him right now, he'll text me back. I got another buddy, I text him, it takes him 2 business days. It is what it is. I don't get mad. I don't get mad of the fact that it takes one buddy longer. It's just who he is. You ladies just want everything laid out for you and you want everything to be easy. Well, here's the thing. Life ain't easy, dude. And everybody's a little bit different. Just because somebody's not reciprocating in a way that you want them to exactly doesn't mean that they're a bad person or that they don't care. Maybe they care in a different way. This goes to the whole thing of like perception versus perspective. A lot of women have their own perception of everything that's going on around them. If you would just take a second and flip and to think about the other person's perspective, what they're going through, what life is throwing at them, what their personal life, what they're going through right now, maybe you would have a little bit more of an insight and a broader mindset when it comes to, oh, maybe this is why they're not responding as quickly, or oh, this is why they are responding as quickly. Bro, you got to think about this stuff. You can't just think about it in your own perception. Think about their perspective.
Don't want to put in the work to build a connection, to build a friendship, to make it sustainable. They don't want to commit to it. But they do want to show up once every 6 months and then, get a big high five for showing up and texting once every 6 months and calling that a low maintenance friendship. It's the same energy as being in a situationship with a guy. It's the same energy as having a casual relationship, wanting the perks of the relationship without actually having to put in the work and the effort of it. And it's the same thing with friendships. So women are tired. They'd rather be by themselves than deal with a barely...
Well, congratulations, you're alone. Congrats.
...their friend. They'd rather be by themselves than get breadcrumbed by a friend. And then on top of that, get gaslit by that friend and say that they're, high maintenance and they're asking for too much, when it's like, no, just asking for you to show up, just asking you to behave like a friend, just asking you to not cancel last second.
Bro, I don't understand why women even think this stuff. Friends play different roles in friendships. I'm the glue. Every year around Christmas time, I get all my buddies together, which is only 3 of us, We get like an Airbnb and we go kick it. I organize it every year. Do you think I'm ever crying like, well, you guys never organize it or do anything like that? I make magnets. I get them all something for Christmas. They don't get me anything, and I don't even care, dude, because I'm the glue. I got another buddy that's the life of the party. He's always like, let's go here, let's do this, let's do this. I got another buddy that likes to cook. I got another buddy that's absolutely hilarious. So we all play our roles, right? I got another buddy he's kind of like an instigator. Like, we all play our roles, but I know I'm the glue. I'm the one that gets us all together, and then we can have a good time. You got to know what role you play. So maybe you're the glue. Some people aren't thinking about this stuff. And it's the same thing in a romantic relationship as well. Like, what role are you playing? Figure out who your partner is, think about their perspective, and then think about how you're perceiving it as well, your perception, and then figure out what your role is. My role as the man, and as me in my relationship with Cass, is I'm the one that creates a cohesive environment where every move that we make is for the unit, is for the family, is for the group. We don't make moves just isolated. If we want to make moves like that, we talk about it and say, hey, I want you to go do something nice for you. I'll go do something nice for me. Cass goes out, she runs errands, goes to Target and has her fun. She goes and does her thing, right? She goes to the mall, she shops, cool. I stay at home and I work. I'm doing something for me, but I'm also doing something for the family. She's also doing something for her, but also for the family. She'll go out and get things for the family. She'll also go get things for Lokes, get things for the house. But if you're so emotionally unintelligent and emotionally immature that you think that everyone should just walk out the red carpet for you if they're just a friend, and you say he's just a friend, then yeah, you're always going to be let down because you're always going to want somebody else to reciprocate the same energy. We all play different roles. We all give different amounts of energy. Stop thinking about and worrying about what other people are giving you and think about what you can give them. What is it? JFK has a quote. Stop thinking about what you can get and start thinking about what you can give. I don't know if that's the exact quote. But Loki, you know what I'm talking about? Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to go to LeviNichs.com. Shout out to Ricky Sickle, that exclusive merch. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. I will see you guys on the next one, man. Peace.